amazing that Kendra and Helen are. They're getting asked to speak all over the country, even all over the world, and yet they're here in Cincinnati every month to help you because they want no person to be left behind in this incredible journey, this incredible opportunity that AI is. So who is here and excited to learn something new today? Who's excited to meet someone new today? Yeah? All right, without further ado, I will turn it over to your amazing host, Helen Todd.
Well, Kendra usually kicks us off, so I'll let Kendra kick us off. All right, this would not be possible with these incredible sponsors because we are self-funded. This is all self-funded, and the fact that UC allows us to be in this amazing room as well. And it was so funny, Dr. Kelly Cohen actually messaged me. He's on vacation in Colorado. He's like, just know I'm there in spirit. Please let everyone know I'm there. So thank you so much to UC. Seven Hills Technology, Brad, Charlie, like there they are. Please go see these guys. They're just absolutely incredible. Everyone in this room, like that's what we love so much. Helen and I talk about this all the time. We're like, someone pinch me, because every time we're seeing in this room, people are landing jobs, people are finding business partner, people are finding clients, people are finding and learning, and so it's really, really cool because every single one of you that I've met are so heart-centered, and that's very unusual, by the way. Very unusual. So the fact that all of these people also are involved as well. Big Kitty Labs, Tushar, they're out of Columbus, and sometimes Morgan is here. I don't think he is here, but Columbus is represented. Columbus, she's in the house. She's in the house. Her and I met at AI Rising. We were chatting. She's like, well, I'm coming down to visit. So we have people, anyone else not from Cincinnati in the room today? Because sometimes we have people from Louisville and Indianapolis and other areas. So we're always happy to have you as well. And then Analysis Express. Thanks, Sabrata is here. Analysis Express. Please go see him. You need your data cleaned. He's your guy. Like he is amazing. He's amazing. And then the circuit, Tracy, I was going to say, I see her standing back there. Tracy's at the circuit. She'll also get a chance to kind of, share as well. So you're going to hear a little bit more about the amazing things. But they are the OG of the Technology Association in Cincinnati. You want to know anything about technology? They have CIO roundtables. They have emerging leader roundtables. It's really, really powerful what they do. We cannot do these types of things without these types of partners. So a big round of applause for all of our sponsors. All right, we always want to know who's in the room. Who's in the room? Where you are on your AI journey. So where am I AI curious? AI curious, all right, good, love it. AI users? AI users? That's everybody. That's everybody. Okay. And AI builders, where are my builders? Awesome. So builders, keep your hand up for a second. Builders. So the rest of the room, these are your new best friends, right? Go make friends with these people. They're amazing. So making sure that they understand they can build anything. It's amazing the things, Matt and I were on a call earlier today. He was showing me a tool that he built. Go see Matt. Matt, raise your hand. Like a tool that he built is mind-blowing. And he's, getting ready to launch that as well. So it's always good to know where you are, and I appreciate you doing that. All right, impact and value. We hear from you on and on and on. So we'd love just a real quick little survey to let us know the value that we're bringing here, the things that you are experiencing here. Is it job interviews? Is it landing candidates? Is it clients? Is it business partners? Is it learning? All the things that you're learning there.
So this is how you access it.
Yes, you'll access it there, and then you'll have little questions. It just, again, lets us gauge where you are in your journey and how you're finding this community. The volunteers, we meet on a monthly basis, and we're constantly planning and evolving. We started this in October, and so understanding that, every single month we are learning of how we can best serve you all. So doing this really helps us. Oh no, it's all right. It's all right.
We will.
We'll send it in the e-newsletter.
Yeah.
How about that?
And we'll, last month we did questions through Slido,
Yes.
and we'll bring that back.
Okay, all right, awesome, good. Yeah, we can send it through the e-newsletter, no worries. That's again, it's technology, right?
Yeah, we'll use this QR code for the questions.
Yeah, perfect. We will use that for the questions. That sounds good. I love it. All right, where are my first timers? First time being here. Woohoo! Awesome! Being here. We welcome you. Thank you so much. And Deba is our OG. Deba, there she is. Deba has not missed. She deserves like a gold medal. She has not missed. She needs a frequent flyer card, something. But that's something that we love, welcoming anyone into our community as well. And not only do we have a community in person, but we have a community on LinkedIn as well, and we'll show you more about that as well. All right, earlier a couple people were like, what's the flow? What can I expect? We've got you. So understanding the flow, we're going to go through and do quick bite rounds. Quick bite rounds are less than 3 minutes. No presentation, no demo. You're going to either share a tip, a tool, or ask the community a question, right? So if there's something you need help with, we've had some developers stand up here and say, hey, I keep getting stuck in this one area. Has anyone experienced that? There were 3 people in the room that had the same problem, and they were able to work through that together. And then we'll do open Q&A and shout outs. I don't think I've seen Jeff today, but Jeff is the person that started the shout outs, because he was like, I just want to recognize someone in this room that they did some helpful things for me, so we always welcome that as well. And then group photo. This is always like herding cats. When we're done with this, we will literally say, move to the wall. We'll all get up and go to the wall for a very quick photo. It moves very, very fast. But I know you're itching in to talk to everyone in the room. But if you just take the photo and then move to collaboration, that would be awesome. And then we'll just go into networking and collaborating and helping lift each other. All right, I'm going to hand it over to my amazing co-host, Helen Todd.
Thank you, Kendra. This is such an exciting time in Cincinnati. We have lots of conferences and events that we're going to go over today, and CincyAI is an important node in the AI ecosystem here in Cincinnati. The 3 kind of pillars that we see is CincyAI as the community, which you all are all a part of, and we're so grateful for you. We have the Cincinnati AI Catalyst, which you'll hear from Carl during our QuickBytes rounds. And the Catalyst is tasked with using AI to uplift the region's 2.25 million or 2.5 million residents, so no one gets left behind, the digital divide. And then the amazing UC Digital Futures Building. Is this the first time being at the UC Digital Futures Building? Okay, well, welcome. This is part of a $100 million investment in the Cincinnati Innovation District, which is where this building is located. And it's a multidisciplinary building that has everything from a AI biotech lab to future mobility, a drone lab, and everything in between, and extended reality. So we're very, very grateful to have the partnership with UC to hold these meetings. And one thing, our mantra is the tide lifts all ships, and through networking and collaboration and learning together that happens. And another theme is responsible AI. Cincinnati is leading the charge for responsible AI, and these are the principles. And I'll actually have my clone step in. I'm the first resident of Cincinnati to have a hyper-realistic avatar. So I'll let her speak a little bit to responsible AI.
Hello and welcome to June's CincyAI Meetup. It's my honor to be here, especially because I am not human. I'm an ethically created AI clone of Helen Todd, who is the first resident of Cincinnati to clone herself with a hyper-realistic avatar. She's one of your co-hosts today, alongside Kendra Ramirez. CincyAI is an important node in the region's AI ecosystem, alongside the University of Cincinnati and its incredible digital futures building, the Cincinnati AI Catalyst Consortium, and all of you who are here today. We all share a vision for AI to uplift the entire region rooted in human-centered responsible AI where the tide lifts all ships. Now, for why you've gathered here at the amazing UC Digital Futures building. CincyAI is the largest AI meetup in the region. Whether this is your first time attending or your ninth, welcome. Thank you for being part of this dynamic community where the whole is not just greater, but exponential in its impact. With that, I'll let my human counterpart take the mic. Enjoy.
And if you're interested in being cloned, I'm happy to clone you in my clone studio. Okay, and one thing I wanted to go over really quick before we go into the QuickBytes is our newsletter. It can be found at CincyAI.beehive.com. If you sign up for any of these meetings through Eventbrite, you're automatically added. And we do pretty much 2 emails a month, a reminder for the meeting and then a recap. So all the photos and video will come out this Saturday or Sunday. And we have our photo, big announcements, which you'll hear more about CincyAI Week. Makers and mixers is not happening today, so note that. We also take donations when you sign up through Eventbrite to cover the gaps from our amazing sponsors, and every little bit helps. We are purely volunteer. Our LinkedIn group and our directory is on here. We are building a website which will have some of this. And if there's any great speakers that you want to go back and hear from, they're all video recorded. We encourage you to download the photos and share them and use the hashtag CincyAI on LinkedIn. We get a lot of people who discover us through LinkedIn and whatnot. And our UC updates, community news, if there's any event that you have that is a value add for the community, please share them. You can email us, or even better, in our LinkedIn group, you can add stuff there. And we have a lot of things coming up. And one that we're going to hear from too is Black Tech Week. This is on the slide, but I'll copy it right now. For a discount of 25% off, you can use CincyAI for those tickets. I went last year, and it's a fantastic event, and we have so many amazing conferences coming. And then also resources from the community. Next meeting, sometimes before our meetings from 2:30 to 3 o'clock, we do learning sessions. Next week, Greg is going to do a learning session for us on AI and marketing, so sign up for that on Eventbrite. And we're also going to beta test mixing up our QuickBytes rounds and using that time to do demos. So once we get to the Q&A portion, we'll do a raise hands for that, because that's the one thing that we kind of use our learning sessions for, but if the whole group wants to see some demos of how people are actually using AI, we were thinking like every other meeting we could do instead of QuickBytes demos and whatnot, because your feedback is super important, and we've gotten this feedback, and we want to make sure that we're incorporating it. So lots of great stuff in the newsletter, and all of the photos and videos, and where to sign up. And you can go ahead and sign up for our July 9th, because as you know, these sell out pretty quickly. And eventually we'll have a website. But for now, the best place to get all the information is at CincyAI.beehive, and it's long, so at the top, always click read online, and you can see all the content without it being truncated. Okay, so what is next? Also, Kyle, who is here, wrote a great article on the CincyAI community. It just came out today. It talks about our partnership and how amazing the AI community is here in Cincinnati, which you are a big part of. So big round of applause, and thank you to Kyle. Okay, so for some of the upcoming events, you'll hear more about these during some of them at our QuickBytes. But CincyAI Week is next week, June 11th through 13th. We're super excited. Nexagen and ETA are the funders and hosting this. They put this together in under 6 weeks, and have an amazing lineup. And really for everyone taking the Curious 2 capabilities, it is on a wait list. You can sign up on the wait list if you're interested and don't have a ticket. And if you're really interested, you can volunteer, and that's another way to get access to content by volunteering, and you can find the volunteer link on the website. June 13th, there's a Better Business Bureau AI workshop. That link will be in our newsletter. And then July 11th is an NKU Biz Access AI Bootcamp. This is really great for, I would say, beginners. You bring your laptop and we'll actually be working on prompts, and there will be a bunch of mentors there, including Kendra and I, helping people with prompts. So if you know anyone like where to get started with hands-on one-on-one training, that's a great recommendation. We also have Black Tech Week, which we'll hear more today, and have the coupon code. I went last year, and it is a fantastic event right here in Cincinnati. Same with Midwest Con, Rob is here as well, and that's September 4th through 6th. I went to Midwest Con last year, another fantastic event. And then September 10th through 12th is MACON, which is the Marketing AI Conference in Cleveland. And we're actually gonna have Kathy, who's the head of marketing, come either next month or in 2 months to talk more about their conference. But in terms of like AI marketing content, they're an amazing resource. And here in Ohio too, so we love to support the state. Okay, and then Thousand Zebras has this marketplace, which we link to this in the newsletter. So it's just kind of like Angie's List for AI service providers. So this is another resource for our CincyAI community. And now for the fun part of QuickBytes. Kendra kind of mentioned this. These are 3-minute sessions where people come up, ask a question to the community, share an AI tip or tool, or share what AI you are building. Sometimes we get questions of like, oh, can students come and speak, or what should I do for students? I really encourage, if you know a student and wanting to get into AI, to come up and speak. A lot of the students, if not all of them, have gotten business cards and scooped up for internships and jobs. So these QuickBytes are a great resource, not only for us to connect and make business things, but for students to get visibility too. And we love everyone from the students all the way up to the seniors. And we have, actually it's Jeff who does AI for seniors too. Okay, so I'm gonna go through these, and first up is Tracy.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to be back here again and excited to share a couple of things. I think I mentioned last month, Momentum Developers Conference, the speaker submissions was open. It's closed now. I'm happy to say we've got well over 200 submissions that were made for only 35 slots. So it's going to be some great content for those of you that are developers. ITLI, IT Leadership Institute. There's a few seats left for that. It's a 10-month training program, half a day a month. You'll break them into smaller groups and have a community give back, as well as 2 hours of individualized coaching with the instructor, who is a former senior IT executive at Kroger. So if you're looking to develop your leadership skills and you've not been put into other leadership training or it's been awkward, these are all IT people, so it's your folks. Great opportunity to help develop people. But why are we really here? We're really here for AI. I am super excited to say I announced what was starting out as a concept when I was here last month called Proving Ground, where ideas meet reality. We are happy to say that the circuit is going to be funding up to $50,000 and have gotten a number of outstanding partners who have committed hard dollar resources to help us build out use cases. So the submissions on the website are going to be opening up probably about the end of next week. So if you've got a use case idea and you're a business and you're like, I know we can get this done, I just can't quite figure out how to get started, please submit your ideas. Our partners, our executive committee will be reviewing those. We'll be picking at least one, maybe more, depends on what we get, and actually build out your use case. The only thing we ask of you in exchange is let us publish the results of the proof of concept. So keep your eyes open for that. We'll be excited to see all the things you submit. Thank you very much.
And next up is Joseph. Come on down. We need like some music for you.
Hello everybody, my name is Joseph Sunderman. This is my 4th time being here. I consider myself fairly new, but I've made a lot of new friends here, and I see a lot of new faces. I'm excited to meet people I haven't talked to yet. I want to share with you guys some of the things that I've been learning with AI since it came out. I was on my journey in communication classes learning how to take my companies further. And when AI came out, I was getting ready to sign up for writing classes. I was like getting inundated with so many documents out of it. There's just so much to write. AI comes out, and the biggest thing for me is brainstorming with the world's greatest leaders and the minds that we've had for everything. So as you new people here learning AI, like, think that you don't have a calculator that replaces people, it's just a tool. You get a calculator to make your people better. So learning how to get your team members, get your people to use it as a calculator to better their ideas, because AI doesn't have ideas, we. And that's what my company's doing. We're doing a master tech plan right now. It's kind of an operating system for a business to run, bylaws and stuff, just a framework for companies running, and using AI to help. Here's the issues we're having in the meetings with it, like recording your meetings with AI, Teams Premium, and dumping that into AI and brainstorming with it, taking it back to your team, and just, yeah, become a leader. Get your people to become leaders, and I look forward to meeting you guys and get better at doing this even, and yeah, growing. So, see you all together. Thank you.
Okay, and next up is Ryan Newman from UC. Is Ryan here? Going once, going twice. Okay. Next up is Keith from US Bank. Is Keith here? Okay, excellent. It's pretty wild. This is our 9th CincyAI Meetup. We started Fast and Furious in October, so we're excited for number 9. There you go.
Hello. I'm a little excited to see, a little surprised to see my name up there. I'm not officially representing the bank, but I will tell you that I've been in cybersecurity for about 10 years and we've been using machine learning for the entire time. We have way too many alerts to the attackers to leave us humans. So it's our first line, and then we have to go through and validate things. In my personal life, I use AI often, and my biggest problem is getting rate limited. Right now, every time I try to get on the roll, it kicks me out. But I'm using it to develop a personal ikigai, where I'm feeding my information into like a diary, and I keep asking it questions about what I should do next. As far as how to personally improve or to what next steps should be or prioritize things, because I have a problem doing that. I want to do about 100 different things at once, and it helps me to just take a step back. Like, I broke my leg 6 months ago, and I wasn't satisfied with physical therapy, so I asked it, what exercises should I scrap, and which one should I pick up and do instead? And it said, of course, consult your physical therapist first. I've also used it for art. I keep feeding art into it, and it's not doing what I want it to, but it's giving me some ideas. Ultimately, I've determined I'm gonna have to work with a person on that, but it's fun to play with. And so I keep trying different experiments with it. Not super technical. I'm not a developer, but I think it's fun to work with. Thank you.
Ryan, are we allowed to ask questions? Are we allowed to ask questions for the speakers?
We're going to do Q&A after the
Okay.
quick bite round. So
Okay.
hold it and we'll get back to you.
Great. Thanks.
But I love the enthusiasm. Okay, Carlos. Is Carlos here? Going once, going twice. Okay, going down to Peter from Liquid. Okay, excellent. The mic is yours.
Hey everybody, I'm Peter Hartman. I'm a local Cincinnati startup entrepreneur. And I really started this journey focusing on sustainability and how AI can help us in our mission of sustainability. And that's a part of what I'm a part of now, Liquid Donate. We have a web-based AI-powered solution that helps retailers donate excess inventory and unsold returns to nonprofits in their local area. So that's what I've been focusing on for about the past year. But I wanted to flip the question on its head and think of how sustainability can help us achieve our AI goals. And that's actually what I've been focusing on recently with my new venture. A lot of people don't know this, but NVIDIA's servers by 2027 are projected to outpace the energy consumption of the state of Washington. So that's a pretty large amount of energy consumption, and as we work to deploy AI solutions in a lot of different sectors, that will only increase. The basis of NVIDIA servers are GPU based, and I've been exploring with the Boston robotics expert on AI, FPGAs, and how to build an inference machine that uses about 70 times less energy than a GPU. So that's what I'm currently working on. I'm interested in talking with people about edge case use of AI, specifically in battery-powered applications, IoT, batteries, drones, technology like that. And I'm excited to meet some new faces. Thanks, everybody.
Grok, and they're doing some really interesting things. And on that front, I really recommend. I think he's doing multiple sessions, so if you get the chance, I forget his name off the top of my head, but Grok next week is very good. Plays off of that. Okay, Steve Brucker for Brain. Yay. Going once, going twice. Okay. Carl, I saw Carl here from the Cincinnati AI Catalyst, and also here to talk about Cincinnati AI Week, which is all the buzz this month.
Afternoon. So this is a busy time, and could folks who are members of the AI Catalyst please raise your hand? So if you look around the room, you can see there's quite a few folks from the AI Catalyst here. I really encourage those of you who are interested in learning more about what we're doing, please talk to the members. But another thing I'd like to mention is we now have a company page on LinkedIn, and I'm either myself or somebody else is literally posting something to it every day. And so there's quite a bit of learning that you can gain from following that page on LinkedIn. But also, it's Cincinnati AI Week next week. This is a little sneak peek for you. We're going to be announcing a blueprint for Cincinnati. And as we start to proceed on that blueprint for Cincinnati, I think you're going to be very interested in following what is going to be communicated in the AI Catalyst page. It's going to be a pretty exciting next 12 months for us. What I wanted to also mention then is the Cincinnati AI Week next week is a partnership between the Enterprise Technology Association and the AI Catalyst. We have a number of people from the Catalyst and then from the greater ecosystem that are on what's called a host committee, which are volunteers that are helping to put this whole thing together. People who are on the host committee, can you please put your hands up? And if everybody else could give the host committee a big round of applause. I'm really excited. I think it's going to really be something. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people have registered. We've been in standing wait list for over a week now. If you are on wait list, by the way, you should be either received an email today or you're going to be receiving an email tomorrow. That's going to be giving instructions on how the waitlist process is going to work. So you could be looking for that if you're on the waitlist. So in case you didn't know what the Catalyst's mission is, we actually have a slogan that we put together now, which is that it's catalyzing human-centered responsible AI to improve the lives of people in the Cincinnati region and beyond. So the Catalyst is a nonprofit, and the Catalyst is a consortium that really exists, as Helen had said, to uplift the people in this 8-county region. If you're interested in actually getting involved in the Catalyst, there's going to be a lot of information again that's going to come out of Cincinnati AI Week to talk more about that. The one area though that in closing here that I wanted to mention again, we're starting what's called a Cincinnati AI Builders Forum, and that is a private LinkedIn group that anybody's welcome to ask to be added to. We're going to have our first meeting. We're going to start out virtually and then go live in a couple more months. But this is specifically a forum of people who are builders, and this is where builders are going to geek out. Okay, so this is that meeting, that monthly meeting is going to be very much around saying, I'm trying to put this AI system in place. I'm trying to do something specifically on the technical side of AI, and people who are part of the forum are going to share their knowledge, they're going to share their expertise, they're going to share their ideas for the benefit of their peers in the forum. And so if that sounds of value to you, either as a giver or as a receiver, the intent of this is particularly to help people who are trying to build models and build APIs, build use case products, particularly small startups, etc., to have a place to go where they can get those benefits from the community. Okay, thank you.
And Charlie. And again, you can volunteer if you want immediate access to Cincy AI Week. Come on down, Charlie.
Hey everybody, I'm Charlie. I'm with Seven Hills Technology. We're a software development consultancy here in Cincinnati. And I know we have a lot of AI and machine learning builders here in the room. And so through our experience working with folks like yourself, I wanted to share a unique but practical approach that a client of ours is taking on a machine learning build. So, give me a second here to gather my thoughts. Okay, so our client, they're a forward-thinking company in an industry where AI and machine learning is essentially best practice. So they're in catch-up mode. But like I said, they're taking a unique approach, one that involves a lot more caffeine and college spirit. Instead of immediately investing heavily in internal resources, they're partnering with a local university. So senior engineering students are being given the opportunity to build this machine learning tool to integrate with a web application under the guidance of our senior engineers and principal engineers. Other than giving the client themselves the opportunity to prove concept before making a much heavier investment, there were a few other key benefits that I wanted to share with you guys for you to consider this approach in your next small AI or machine learning tool build. Firstly was the cost savings. Collaborating with students, the company is significantly reducing that initial upfront development cost. They're still gaining access to fresh talent, talented engineers with innovative ideas without the financial burden of hiring full-time engineers or entering long-term consulting engagements. Secondly, for this company in particular, it's a strategic move in adopting emerging technologies. With a model like this, working with senior engineering students on their capstone project, they're able to experiment. They can experiment with cutting-edge machine learning tools, keeping them at the forefront and getting them up to pace with their peers, but they're able to iterate, and it's low risk and allows them to remain agile in an environment that's rapidly evolving. Lastly is the social impact. A collaboration like this with a local university is a great way to give back to the community or invest in your community. You're giving students opportunities to solve real-world problems, and I'm sure a lot of the engineers in here can agree that first real-world, real client you worked with probably helped you a lot more than some of your computer science classes. So you're giving these students real-world opportunities to work with real-world clients. I'll say real-world one more time, don't worry. So you're contributing to the development of future engineers and hopefully inspiring them to continue innovating in the world of AI and machine learning. So a collaboration like this, it's a win-win-win. The company, the cost savings, and the social impact, and giving these students real-world opportunities. Thanks, both.
And next up we have Sabrina, which Sabrina's on our volunteer board. And if anyone wants to volunteer for CincyAI, we always welcome more hands to hear you guys, Sabrina.
Thank you, Helen. All right, I have a question for you guys. How many of you guys have heard about AI use cases, but you're like, where do you actually start? Raise your hand. Okay, I see a lot of hands in the room. So the biggest question I hear people say, okay, I know AI can do like everything and then some, but like, where do I start? Like, what do I actually do to focus? And so I want you guys to, I want to frame, I think, get away from the technology for a second. I want to leave you guys with one action step to think through, and that is, what is my superpower? So those of you who know me know I talk a lot about superpower, which in the business context, core competence, you could use that. But identifying what your individual superpower or your business's superpower is the first step in figuring out how and where to use AI. Let me explain. So think of you personally. What's something that you do better than anyone else? If you're being, a little prideful, if you're being if you're going to brag a little bit, what's something that you do better than anyone else? By the way, the world needs that. Why do I say that? Because when we talk about AI, one of the biggest challenges is lack of accuracy, right? If AI isn't accurate, then it's not going to be helpful, right? So when you decide to use AI, it's got to be something, if you're going to build something that you are really, really good at, so you can train AI to give you the right kind of result. In some ways, it helps to replicate or repeat some of the best practices that you have. That is the best place for you personally to start using AI, or your business to start using AI in. If you're able to train that AI on something that you are the best at, and get some of those more like manual, menial parts of what you do off your plate, then it can advise you to become your assistant. For example, let's say Kendra and Helen are fantastic communicators and marketers and great on social media. They can use AI to help with some of the more menial social media or agenda planning or things like that. They train AI how to help them best. What about if you are a community builder like Carl, right? He's helping to create he's trying to get the entire Cincinnati to help understand AI, get everyone on track. How can he use that community building superpower and train his own AI to help with that? So once you identify what that superpower is, whether you are in business, if it's manufacturing, engineering, architecture, whatever, if you can answer that question first, that will help you know where to start. And from there comes workflow and process. So the one action step I want you guys to think about today, if you don't already know what your superpower is, go chat with a friend or go on ChatGPT and talk to it a little bit and start brainstorming, what is the thing that I do best? What is the thing that my business does best? And that will be the first step in narrowing down how your company, whether it's just you or 1,000 people, where you should use AI first. And let me know how it goes.
Next up is George. We'll give George a second to walk on down. One day I will get Jeopardy music. There you go.
Hi, everybody. So my idea or my proof of concept, I appreciate Sabrina's for the awesome setup, is for something that my organization does well. My name is George Cassidy. I work for Agile Sense Coaching. I don't get to interact with a lot of folks from Cincinnati, but I am a Cincinnatian. I do a lot of work globally and in other areas of the country. But what we're doing is we have a POC that stood up, and it is based on coaching. So what we're doing is we're taking organizational values, principles, compliance guidelines, and we're applying all of that to an AI-based Agile coach. Not only does the Agile coach provide feedback responses, but we also plug in what the largest goals of the organization are so that we can keep everything tuned from top to bottom and help organizations start to actually make better decentralized decisions. The other aspect of this tool is that it's a passion of mine, and I believe highly that organizations are better capable of transforming themselves versus a third party. Bringing a third party in hampers transformations in all of the data that we've looked at. So what we're doing is we're putting the knowledge of Agile coaches into the hands of the managers and leaders to lead their teams through the organization so that they're not simply following Agile rituals and Agile dances, but they're actually transforming the way they work to produce outcomes better. So we have a couple paying customers right now. It's called Max Good, but we're also adding in some behavioral competencies from those that are using the agent. So we're using some assessment data that the organizations use, and we're plugging that in so that not only are they getting coaching feedback, but they're also understanding how their personality, the personality of the people they're dealing with, how they need to interact better. thank you. This is my first time here, and I'm just amazed to see all the bright minds and beautiful faces. So, thank you.
Someone else now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Stephen Shaw, representing Black Tech Week. I'm a project manager at Lightning Foundation, and this is my very first CincyAI Meetup. But I'll tell you a little bit about Black Tech Week. That's why you're listening to me. The main focus of our conference will be two things. First is to highlight diverse professionals in a positive light. We don't really focus on necessarily challenges or negative light. We try to uplift people, and then two, we equip all of our attendees with tangible next steps that they can use and equip in their business plans, in their career, in their life. So everyone walks away from every session with something that they can say, hey, like, I can do that, and they did, so why can't I? So yeah, I also have 25% off code. We also are accepting volunteers at Black Tech Week as well. Those applications are open until June 30th, and the code for 25% off is CincyAI. Perfect. Yeah, and Black Tech Week is held at the Airloft this year, July 16th, 17th, and 18th, and I look forward to seeing some of your faces there.
Coming up. I don't know who the keynote is, but last year Isa Ree spoke, and the year before that I didn't get to see her, but Serena Williams was there. I kind of had a lot of FOMO. John, come on down. And also, I'll do a quick plug for another CincyAI member. On my podcast, Creativity Squared, I interviewed Maddie Bell, who's the co-founder of Scheduler AI, and the whole episode is about the future of AI agents. So that's a good one to tune into too. Okay, take it.
Hi, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys don't mind. I'm looking for my phone for more notes. But yeah, I'm John. I'm the founder and lead developer for Orange Better. As a technology consulting firm, we generate, automate, operate anything from an image to a full stack app. There's way more to this story, but basically when I first started helping small businesses and personal brands in 2017, I noticed some patterns and started asking some questions. For example, in business, it's standard to organize as a team with people assuming different roles. There's a ton of platforms that help with the organization and management of different aspects inside business teams, but why is there no prominent way to collaborate across business teams? New platforms continue to come out seemingly every day, but why is there a lag between the release of relevant solutions for business teams and that team's ability to understand and implement those solutions into their business processes? Why is everybody's data still silent? Why is sensitive information like usernames, passwords, and API keys still being shared in inefficient and unsecure ways? Why is it hard to find a standardized way to evaluate experts that you may want to work with? And why is it difficult for new talented experts to find customers? With Startup Cincy, 1819, Alloy, and many others, as well as independent firms, there are a lot of resources to connect to in Cincinnati with business. Why is there not a digital space that reflects this and connects you with resources in not just Cincinnati, but Chicago, New York, the Bay Area? After a lot of work, including learning Python over the pandemic, I have now produced an MVP of a platform that is the solution to these problems that can be best conceptualized as a super backend. At its heart, it is a social collaboration platform where users can organize as flexible business teams. There are two types of teams, experts and customers, and the priorities of the customer teams are matched to the cumulative skills of the expert teams using AI. Experts can be given privileged access to the sensitive information and platform data for the customer teams they work with, and customers can unsilo their data, find experts in business solutions that meet them where their businesses are, and takes them to the next level, as well as pay teams as they see fit with customizable payment rules and terms of service. This and much more will be available in beta in October, but to start gaining traction, we needed an initial product for people to invest in. So I did this stand-up, introduced my business and platform, and said all of this to announce that we have built a way to dynamically generate AI agents on platform using the OpenAI library. These agents are actually standalone APIs that can use your unsiloed data to create insights and new data on our platform, as well as having the ability to be implemented to any front-end web or mobile app. This can streamline an AI idea you may want to implement into your business. We will be doing pre-sales on Kickstarter that we will be launching and promoting next week during the CincyAI Week. So if you're interested in purchasing some of these AI agents, let me know today and I'll add you to our list. And if you're interested in helping on the ground level with this project, let me know that as well. All right, thanks.
I was also a runner-up for the Peace-Wise Challenge, Peace-Rise Challenge too, which is very exciting. Okay, so we have an exception for our next speaker as he comes on down for MidwestCon, which is a community partner. We're actually, all the events are community partners, but Rob has been extra supportive of us. So here's a video for MidwestCon.
Tonight, a stark warning that artificial intelligence could lead to the extinction of humanity.
Balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about trouble and trying to be irresponsible, one-sided news stories.
Artificial intelligence, with its easily accessed voice cloning and face swapping tools, adding a new dimension to the political universe.
And false news has become all too common on social media.
What if I told you that anger you feel right now isn't actually real? What if I told you you were actually being manipulated? How would you know what's real and what's not? Behind every device, there's a digital realm, a shadowy figure that is taking you down directions that you don't even realize. It's hacking your brain. And I have even worse news. AI is going to make that worse, unless we decide to make a different choice. We can decide to have a future where we're no longer pawns in the game, that we control the game, that we take over and don't allow algorithms to divide us, to harm us. Instead, use algorithms to heal us and bring us together. But we don't have much time to make this decision. We have to join together and fight back, and together turn artificial intelligence into authentic intelligence. Join us and disrupt.
What an entrance. Come on down.
How many people have seen those movies about artificial intelligence and what's happened? Did anybody recently see Jennifer Lopez's thing on Netflix? Yes, Atlas, right? Every movie, you can predict it is the same. Some artificial intelligent robot takes over and tries to kill everybody, right? I have good news. I don't think that's ever going to happen, right? I do think we have a different type of challenge that is just as profound, right? When you think about it, artificial intelligence is neither artificial nor intelligent. It is not. So the worry we have should not be that it's going to go rogue on us. The worry we could have is that the ownership is with a few people, that we have a digital dictatorship, and that it actually does exactly what it's doing for its owners. That's the issue. So it's about accessibility. It's about what should we build. It's about who is building. And all of that is really the central premise of MidwestCon and what we're about, really promoting this region as the leader in responsible AI. And for us, what that means is it's transparent, it's ethical, and it's accessible. They have a very specific meaning for what that means. And MidwestCon is really about us, Cincinnati, this region, coming together to be the social impact policy innovation conference for the entire world around responsible innovation, because this is the central issue that's going to define us, right? The reason why I wanted to play that, and it looks like a little bit of fear mongering, because it was. Because the algorithms are programmed to attract anger and fear. But the goal was, how do we reverse engineer that and say, how can we come together to decide a different future? So that is what we're about. We have experts from all across the country, but also helping us here locally here. So a really signature event we have is complementary to a lot of things that are happening here within our region, and we love to partner. Seven Hills Academy, we're partnering with the circuit, and obviously we're partnering with CincyAI Meetup. So we're going to have a VIP session with some of our speakers that are coming from all across the world. There's some coming international that are experts in AI, that are experts in also Web3. We have the head of global Web3 of all of Amazon coming. We have some other major players coming that will be here, and they want to meet our community. And so we're going to have a special CincyAI Meetup, a VIP session, and we have right now 35% off for the next few weeks for CincyAI is the code, so please use that. You'll be able to go, and we'll have I think we have the thing up there, maybe we don't. But it's CincyAI. You go to MidwestCon.live, and you just go there, and if you go there, you'll be able to get 35% off. 3 pillars: artistic intelligence, because we believe AI should be used in a way that we control. Policy innovation, what is the future of data, policy, and what does that look like? And then finally, technology for social impact. And at the future of data, we have students, of course, at UC, we have students from Ohio State, we have students from Purdue, and many others that are going to join and are hacking to help businesses solve specific problems, but also we're looking at working at social impact problems. And we will be working with a few high schools here to actually help some students understand how to do design thinking and apply this technology to help them. So we definitely would love your support as a region. This is our 3rd year doing it, and I think it's a great opportunity for many to get involved. So if you want to just be an ambassador, you can do that. If you want to be a convener, do a little more work, you can do that. If you want to be a mentor, you can also do that. And if you want your business to submit a problem or come forward to have the students work through it, we can work through opportunities. So we would love to work with you, join with you, so join us in this run. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob. And I'll be sure to put that link and the coupon code in the newsletter as well. We're going to use the same Slido for the questions. And one thing, and we'll do questions for 10 minutes, do the photo, and then have 15 minutes or so for the networking. And one thing before we start is the interview, my 50th podcast episode came out last week, and it was with a gal from Amy Webb's company, and she's the futurist from Future Today Institute, and they talked about not only like fake one news piece, but fake events, like manufactured whole events where it will get even harder to tell what's real or what's not real. So this type of alarm is very grounded. And one thing that she said on my show is optimism. Well, I'll say this first. Like with the coasts, like move fast and break things. Like I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired of moving fast and breaking things. That mentality broke societies. Like we have teen depression, hyperpolarization, the loneliness epidemic. So what we're doing in Cincinnati with responsible AI is more important than ever, and all the builders in the room to embrace these amazing Midwest values that we have. But one thing that Sam Jordan said on my show is like when we're envisioning a better future, if you just maintain the status quo, 10 times out of 10, you're going to get a pessimistic outcome because nothing changes. Optimism is harder because optimism requires action. And I've really adopted that. So I encourage all of us to take action in co-creating a human-centered AI future. Okay, so we have questions. But first, the lady in the back who raised your hand, I'll give you the floor first to ask a question.
Okay, Ron, this is Sabrina and Ryan. I am the CEO and president of CincyTech, so this is very relevant to a lot of things that we're doing, encouraging our employees and portfolio companies to use. But my question for you all, this is going to sound probably very silly to some people that use AI more than I do. But when you guys, Sabrina, when you say the case models or you're talking about building a diary, I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start outside of the one that you've all heard, like ChatGPT or what's that key one that everyone uses? Perplexity. Yeah, I mean, so like if I wanted to build like a diary for myself using just my data, where do you even go? data.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I just want to build off that question. Yeah, sorry.
Please marketing.
So, we're a small but mighty team, but my big question is it's kind of a two-part question. How do we find the resources that we can use to do things better, such as a content calendar, social media marketing, writing or creating decks? Because I'm continually, like, you know, we're reinventing the wheel many times over, but we're having to do so manually. How do I find those resources? And then how do I go about building something for our firm?
Yeah.
That we can input data into. Yeah, which is probably, I mean, we're newbies here at this group, so it's probably.
And I know we can buy some things, like venture capital firms are buying programs to help with diligence, for instance. But when you said that you like build a diary of and asking questions just about your data, that's what, because I know if you put me in chat with GPT, it's open. I mean, that's going in, but that's not gonna pull back just what I put in.
That's how I started. And so I started with 4.0, and then I started with 4.0. So I started putting information in, but it has a memory. So it memorizes previous prompts. And so it's building a profile of me the whole time. Yeah, I asked it what it
And
knew.
it recalls everything you put in. It doesn't
Yes.
go to the broad web and it recalls that really quickly.
It went to the blog web once. I asked it who was keep chatting the cybersecurity person, and it's on my website. So it pulled it back, and it was information I fed into the web, but it just scrapes everything. But it's memorizing my data, and it's formulating a profile based on what I've told it so far. There's no data about me. It only knows yeah, I've only fed it certain information about my family. It doesn't know my pet's names. It doesn't know where doesn't know my street address. But it knows other things about me, like what hobbies I like or what my interests are. And so it uses that to tailor responses back specifically toward me. I'd like to go deeper, but I don't know how to go deeper yet.
Well, and also how comfortable would you be with sharing like really, because I know for an open, then I could be like, what are his hobbies? And you could maybe find it.
It could.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I'm a lawyer.
But based on Google data and stuff,
yeah.
isn't it?
I've been guarded. I know I can use things like Olama and build something that I run on my own, but I haven't done that step yet.
Sabrina, I know will.
Right, that's what I'm gonna say, 'cause I mean, that's how we did targeted ads and stuff, was just,
TJ's jumping in too.
I
I feel like
an open dialogue.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
don't
a lot
want
of
to get you guys.
No, that's okay. Well, who all can help? Because there's like marketing and consulting. Like, raise your hand.
Yeah,
These are the people that you want to talk to. And also the NKU event. And next week we'll do some.
Okay,
Our
that's
next
fine.
meeting we'll do some demos. But
Can Sabrina quickly?
yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a question that probably a lot of people have. So this is a really good question, talking about like what's kind of the journey that you take to go from, do we buy something off the shelf, do we actually build something or internally? And like, I think that the typical process you people take, which Keith, you did, it's a great teeing that up. You start with something public, and then you see the limitations of it. You're like, so the best way to get good at using the public chatbots is getting really good at the prompt side of things. So figuring out like, how do I create specific prompts for the specific thing I want? So developing that skill. But then, if you want to start using proprietary information, if you want to use more specific company profiles, non-public information, that's when you want to start using a private platform for that. It would be something like a private chatbot, probably be the start. Then there's, okay, now I don't want to have to prompt it every time of everything I want. I just want it to do exactly what I want every time. And that's where you have more private secure AI agents. So you start with more of the public chatbot, then you do the private for more proprietary, and then you actually can build out the agents. You can buy agents that are specific for marketing, sales, operations, HR. It'd probably be good to find someone who's like an AI-powered marketer, AI-powered operations leader that can recommend tools for those things. But if it's something that you uniquely, is like uniquely you and it doesn't exist yet, then that's a good chance for you to potentially build it. So that's a good way to kind of think through the different steps. But building it will then, you'll start to build out some of that workflow. So yeah, that's kind of the typical process.
That was very helpful. Thank you.
To think through.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you. All right. Can everyone that can also help raise your hands one more time? Because this is why we're here too, to network. Okay, so these are the extra people that can help too. Okay, any other questions from the mic? I could go to the online ones really quick and I won't answer all this. Okay, is this group considering starting a Discord? This is the first time it's come. If someone wants to volunteer to run the Discord, who all would want a Discord? Okay, a few, like 3 people. Okay, that might be, we'll put a pin on that and see what home that would be good for. This came from the original ones. What do we love most about AI? What do we not love? I think this is an excellent prompt for networking afterwards. Has anyone found any use cases for AI in the XR, AR, VR space? I did a whole podcast with an executive at Riot Games, which is the largest PC gaming company, and they actually don't use AI as much as you think they would. But I find AI in simulated futures a very interesting concept to play with. But open to the floor, AI in the XR, AR, VR space. Yeah, they have a whole extended reality lab. Just from a cloning standpoint, I know, at least from a statistic from cloning, that the clone market is going to be like 280 billion by 2030, and that's cloning people hyper-realistically and avatars for these virtual spaces. One really interesting announcement from South by Southwest is the Readyverse, and they just announced, I think, some beta or open platform. And who's read the book or seen the movie Ready Player One? Yeah, I love it. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. It's kind of a dystopian future where the Earth is all scored because we haven't taken care of the planet. Surprise, surprise. And everyone more or less lives in this metaverse that's all connected. Well, the author of that, Ernest Klein, is on the Readyverse team, working with the team to create what was in the book of a connected metaverse, where all experiences, whether it's Disney or Marvel, I don't know which one's own which, can all be experienced in one metaverse space. So that's something definitely to pay attention to is the Readyverse. And if anyone else, you can go in. Has anyone used a site like Monica AI or Pop AI that uses several models at once? If so, what's your experience and what do you recommend? I've never heard of these. Has anyone else heard of these? Okay, I'll let you jump in.
Yeah, I've used Pop AI specifically to produce iterations on presentations, and I'd give it a C plus maybe. It can produce a presentation given a prompt, but you do have to go in and edit it. Human in the loop approach is still very much present in that technology.
Thank you. I'm going to go through these last questions kind of quick so that we can do our photo and make sure that there's time for networking. Can you share more about CincyAI Startup Day next Wednesday? There's still open slots. Okay.
I love we're passing notes. This is so fun. This is like school. All right, deadline for AI first startups to register to be considered as a participant for the showcase at CincyAI Week. So how many of you here are AI first startups? People, yep, I was gonna say, I know some of you already shared, like, hello. So you want to make sure the startup showcase, the due date is submitting tomorrow, close of business tomorrow. Yep, looking at Carlos Arena. So make sure and get your startups submitted so you can be part of that showcase. And that's for the CincyAI Week. And then 2 others, Fatima,
Kendra?
Yes.
Can I ask real quick, is there going to be a demo required there, or is it a speaking thing for the?
Demo required? I don't believe so.
You actually will, first of all, there's going to be vetting. And then if the folks that make it through the vetting, they're actually going to have an option. But you get, depending on where you are in your journey, you're either going to get 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 7 minutes.
Got it. That's helpful.
And so that's obviously not very much time.
Right. Good question, Jared. Thanks. Yeah, Fatimata. I got a chance to meet her earlier today. She is looking for a cybersecurity job. So anyone here looking for an amazing cybersecurity person, raise your hand. All right, make sure and go meet with her. Chaitanya, are you here? Chaitanya, hi, we had a chance to talk. Chaitanya is also looking for a marketing job, a technology and marketing job as well. So I told him, I was like, we've got you. This room is amazing connectors. That's all I had on my list, and we're passing notes.
Thank you. I'm going to go through some of these blueprint. Come back to next month's meeting, and Carl will explain more, or CincyAI Week, or just talk to Carl after this meeting. Today, Maycon. I'm actually presenting at Maycon on the future of clothes. Let's see, how do we not fear the misuse of AI for the future? To be active, proactive in building a better future and staying optimistic. Are people using AI to get ideas of the code and the graphical flowchart formats? Yeah, put it all in ChatGPT. Actually, you know what would be a fun idea? If you haven't used the voice part of ChatGPT, like open up the voice and start talking to it and give it your ideas. And it's very complimentary, like, that's a great idea. What a wonderful idea. And keep going with it. That's a fun way to start that. And then the CincyAI Week non-technical, that's a great networking thing. I also don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. But there is CincyAI Week, the whole thing kind of like this, from the AI curious to capabilities to users and more advanced like technical talks too, so that there's something really for everyone, which is something I really appreciate that they're building into their programming as well. But the CincyAI Week, I mean, it's more technical, but the Grok speaker, I saw him, there was a cohort of about 10 people who went to the MIT AI Summit last month, whenever it was, and he spoke there, and it was one of the most impressive talks that I saw at the MIT AI Summit. So if you can go to CincyAI Week, I recommend Grok, and I think he's doing a couple different things. Okay, so we went through those kind of fast. Make sure that there's time for some networking. Next meetup is July 9th. Feel free to sign up. Our LinkedIn group, thank you for the LinkedIn love. Keep it going, and especially for CincyAI Week next week too. A really quick side note, a gal that I'm interviewing on the podcast in New York, I was like, oh, how's the AI scene in New York? And she's like, post-pandemic, it's not the same. What you guys have in Cincinnati, the vibe is bigger than in New York City. And that's just from one perspective. But it really stood out. And she sees, like, people see what we're doing on LinkedIn, and like it's a group effort to put Cincinnati on the map. And other people in other cities really are paying attention to what we're doing. So keep the love going for all of the events, all of the great organizations.
Second that for Chicago as well. I've got a team who's coming in town for CincyAI, and just the energy that's been surrounding that event and some of the pre-conversations, they said nothing like this is even happening in Chicago, and they're really excited to be here.
That's amazing. I have chills hearing this. Go Cincinnati! Okay, amazing. And thank you again to all of our sponsors who make this possible, and you for being a part of this amazing community and this amazing energy that other cities are recognizing and seeing. With that, to the wall! For a photo. And we still have some